James, you're going to start us off with the Algerian election. A lot of talk of election fraud there on the eve of the election, which looks likely to reinstall Abdelaziz Bouteflika for his fourth term, 77 years old. How's the media there reporting?
Lots of reporting, obviously, in France with such a big population of Algerians or people descended of Algerian descent. But the Algerian media, it's an interesting one to look at because there is a degree of censorship, but not to the same extent as you would see perhaps in other parts of the Arab world where it's full-on censorship if you're trying to criticise the powers that be. Let's take a look at this article in Courrier International, which is a French magazine which looks at the world's media. They are looking at an article in Algérie Focus. And in this article, they are talking about a retired civil servant, an Algerian civil servant by the name of Bachir Frick, who spoke out on Algerian television, essentially saying that election fraud is official, it happens. For his entire career, it has happened. He participated in it. And he essentially said that the security and military authorities always favour the man of the system. So what he's saying is he participated in it throughout his career and that it's essentially just how things operate in Algeria. So it's an open admission on Algerian television, also being reported on in the Algerian press and then being picked up in the French press. So you would think from that the Algerian media is very openly critical of its own political system, except if you look at this next article, it reminds us that another private channel, because these are both, it was Eshuruk Television, which broadcast that interview with Bachir Frick, is a private network. Also Al Atlas, which is another private network, opened in the last year or so, was shut down, Claire, in March for similar type interviews. It was giving an awful lot of airtime to people critical of Bouteflika. The station was shut down. What we saw last month was videos such as this one going up online. The newsroom at Al Atlas Television making a public plea on the internet for awareness and for these sort of activities to stop. That SOS was not widely heard. That video on YouTube only got 223 views, but the head of the channel did make that public appeal. So you can see it's not a very clear picture. Same thing in the print press, Claire. You've got Kamel Daoud. He is a well-known columnist in an Algerian newspaper, the Quotidien d'Oran, highly critical. He's speaking in today's left-wing daily Libération, the French left-wing daily, talking about how often his columns are suppressed at that newspaper, that the newspaper has to walk a very fine line between keeping advertisers happy, who are often close to the powers that be in Algiers, but also appearing to not suppress the analysis that he writes up, Kamel Daoud. Now, he says when his articles are censored, he just publishes them on Facebook and they circulate just as well and just as easily that way. So I'm sure the print press are aware of that as well in Algeria, that you can't really censor information nowadays in the age of the internet.
You can understand why voters, though, are so disillusioned and talk of boycotting on a large scale from this
Absolutely.
poll. Now, a well-known cartoonist is making hay.
That's right. This is Dilem. He's very well known for anyone who follows the Algerian news. He is often extremely critical, satirical images such as this one. Now, what he's doing in this image, Claire, from the last week or so, is comparing Bouteflika, who has had serious health concerns in the last year or two, to the missing Malaysian Airlines jet, essentially saying that he's giving off signals of life, but missing in action, so to speak. Now that's pretty damning criticism of a man who's seeking a fourth term. It's essentially saying that he's entirely absent. Yet he gets to publish cartoons like that on a regular basis. But there was a cartoonist who was before the courts last month for similar type drawings by the name of Jamel Ghanim. So again, as with the television channels, it's a mixed picture.
But Abdelaziz Bouteflika's Facebook page has had a lot of likes over recent days. Calls of fraud there too.
Well, absolutely. 429,000 likes on his Facebook page. It shot up in the last few weeks, Claire, with a surprising number of likes from people based in Turkey. A lot of people saying that is probably because you have these like farms, you see, companies where you can buy your likes, right? Some journalists do that. Don't, you don't, but anyway, some do. In any case, Abdelaziz Bouteflika, clearly his people are buying a few likes in Turkey. I mean, I hasten to add, it's not confirmed, but it's at least probable.
Well, they probably won't be voting, but
Right.
he likes to have their likes anyway.
He likes to have their likes, exactly.
James Creedon, thank you very much
Thanks,
for that
Jen.
media roundup. And quick break now, but stay with us. We'll have all your top international news in just a moment. Stay with us.
It's more than the driver. It's more than the car. For Lotus F1 Team, the winning edge starts with the cloud, powered by Microsoft Dynamics, Azure, and Office 365. The team can analyze and share data from over 200 sensors, working in sync to make the calls that make the difference between winning and losing. This is the Microsoft Cloud.